Welcome back, my beautiful humans. It's another episode of If I Die Tomorrow. And today I'm inviting you to ponder another profound question. And it's one that often gets lost in the daily rush of life. And it's also got some misconception around it as well. Today, we're going to talk about legacy. Now, the word legacy often conjures an image of grand achievements, empires built, fortunes amassed. And while those can certainly be part of someone's legacy, I think it's far more nuanced than that. It's not just about what you have, but who you were and how you lived. So let's get into it. Think about someone who has touched your life deeply. Maybe it was a teacher who saw your potential and you didn't even know you had that potential. Maybe it was a friend who always offered unwavering support, or a family member whose love shaped who you are. Their legacy in your life isn't etched in a stone monument. It is now etched in your heart, and it is passed on by the way you now approach the world. The values they instilled, the memories you now cherish because of the effect they had on you, part of their legacy. Taking what was just said, legacy isn't solely about the grand achievements or material wealth. It's the intricate tapestry woven from our actions, our values, and the connections that we forge. It's the stories that are whispered, the lessons that have been passed down, and the enduring influences we have on the lives around us. I never realized that legacy could be so simple. I think we overcomplicate it because we do often associate it with grand achievements and fortunes amassed. But if you break it down, it's so much simpler. So we often live in a world that screams about immediate impact, likes and shares, and fleeting viral moments. But true legacy, that's the slow burn. It's the ripples we create that spread outward, often unseen by us. It's the kindness we show the stranger, the patience we offer a loved one, the integrity we bring to our work. And no matter how small it might seem, it's part of your legacy. I mean, if we're honest, let's consider artists who toiled away, being unappreciated, and no one recognized the talent that they had. And then once they passed away, it was discovered, and decades later, centuries later, and it now resonates with a new generation. Their legacy wasn't built on immediate fame, but on the enduring power of their creation. Or think about the community volunteer who quietly dedicates their time making their neighborhood a little brighter, one act at a time. Their legacy is woven into the fabric of that community. If we think for a moment about historical figures or important people in our lives whose legacies resonate even after they're gone, it's not always their power or possessions that we remember most vividly. Often, and most honestly, it's their courage in the face of adversity, their unwavering commitment to cause, their artistic expression that continues to move us, or their philosophical insights that still guide our thinking. Their impact transcended their time, becoming a part of the collective human story. In our everyday lives, the idea of a lasting impact feels, well, abstract, almost out of reach. We often focused on the immediate demands, work deadlines, family responsibilities, the constant stream of information vying for our attention, like this. But embedded within those daily moments are opportunities to shape our legacy, often in ways we don't even realize. By having the question, if I die tomorrow, in our mindsets and hearts, how can we actively shape our legacy, knowing that tomorrow isn't guaranteed? It starts with something small called intention. What do you want to be remembered for? Not in a boastful way, but in a way that reflects your deepest values. Maybe it's the way you made people feel. Were you someone who always lifted others up? That's legacy. Did you offer a listening ear? That's legacy. Did you bring joy and laughter into a room? That's legacy. Those seemingly small interactions build a powerful legacy of connection and care. Perhaps it's the skill and knowledge you shared. I mean, even I sit there and go, I don't really have anything to offer. You may not see it, but others do. Have you ever mentored someone, knowingly or unknowingly? Did you pass on a craft or a passion? The act of sharing creates a ripple effect, empowering others and ensuring that knowledge continues to live on. You could also, as we discussed about mentorship, you could consider that. And when you consider that, realize that when you take the time to guide someone, to share your expertise and offer encouragement, you're not just helping them in the present, you're investing, yes, investing in their future. And you're potentially influencing the trajectory of their lives. And not just their life, but the lives they will in turn touch. That act of guidance becomes a thread in your legacy, extending far beyond your direct interaction. And see, again, once it's pointed out, you go, oh, yeah, that makes perfect sense. But we don't stop and think about that. I'm going to say, it's pretty rare that you ever stop and think about, ooh, if I do this, I'm investing in someone else. I'm creating a legacy of what I leave behind in this world. And I think by breaking it down into the smaller pieces, it makes it easier to see, recognize, and again, develop the intention to just be better. So next we'll talk about why don't you stop and think about the way you navigate your challenges that are in life? Do you approach them with integrity and resilience? Do you learn from your mistakes and strive to do better? And do you own those mistakes? Because that's a big thing too, being accountable for the mistakes that you made. And again, life is always about choice. And what you do today affects the choices that you'll have tomorrow. When you embrace these qualities and consistently demonstrate making the better choices, they become part of your character. The essence of who you are going to be remembered for being. This character legacy can be just as powerful as any tangible accomplishment. We also leave legacy through the values we uphold and the principles we live by. Do you champion fairness and justice? Do you prioritize kindness and empathy? Do you stand up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult? It's that narrow path, and it is difficult, but it is so worth it. These values embodied in our actions become a moral compass for those who knew us, shaping their understanding of what's right and important. I mean, we actually see it a lot. Someone who is very good at a sport, then their children get into that sport. And it's not just because of who the child is. They grew up around it, in it, participating in it. And so it becomes a logical next step for them. Because, again, what you showed them affected them. If you ever think about the stories your family tells about you, what are the anecdotes that get repeated? What are the moments that define your character in their eyes? These stories, passed down through generations, become a living testament to your legacy, shaping the identity and values of those who come after you. How can we be more intentional about the legacy we are creating right now? It starts with self-reflection. What truly matters to you? What values do you want to be associated with? What kind of impact do you hope to have on the world, however small or large? Once you have a clearer understanding of your core values, you can begin to align your actions with them. So yes, as a call of action, I'm asking you to stop and think about your core values so that you can align your actions with them, creating your legacy. This doesn't necessarily mean making grand gestures every day. Lord, none of us got time for that. I know, and there are some days I might just not have the energy for a grand gesture. I'm just being honest. You could consider, without grand gestures, if you're consistent, small choices that have the most profound impact over time. It's the way you treat the cashier, the support you offer a colleague, the time you dedicated to the people you love. Consider also the power of documentation. While memories fade, leaving behind tangible pieces of yourself can contribute to your legacy. This could be anything from journals and photographs to creative works, family recipes, even simply sharing stories and wisdom with those around you. These are tangible and intangible artifacts that can help preserve your story and connect with future generations. Let us acknowledge that our legacy isn't entirely within our control. I know, it's a hard one. But everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own memories. Others will and can interpret our actions, remember us through their own lens, and weave their own narratives. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't be mindful of the threads that we're weaving now. It's also crucial to know that legacy is not about perfection. I've discussed that with you before. Perfection is a lie. There's lots of things that are lies, but perfection is a lie. Nothing will ever be perfect. You will waste so much time and energy of your life trying to make things perfect. And there are so many more important things that you could be spending your time and energy on than something that is a lie and is false and can never be. We all make mistakes. We all have flaws. I have a lot of them. And please don't point them out. I already know what they are. They're my flaws, after all. And you don't need to point out others because they're their flaws, after all. A meaningful legacy acknowledges these imperfections while highlighting the efforts we made to learn, grow, and contribute positively to this world. It's about striving to be better, not about achieving an unattainable ideal. Here are some examples of creating a legacy we leave through our creations, big or small, that we didn't even know we were creating. It could be a garden you tended with love, a story you wrote, a business you built with ethical principles, or even the way you raised your children. These are tangible pieces of ourselves that we leave behind. Ultimately, thinking about our legacy isn't a morbid exercise. It's an empowering one. It's about recognizing that our lives have meaning beyond our own existence, and that we have the capacity to shape the narrative that continues after we're gone. It encourages us to live more intentionally, to connect more deeply, and to contribute our unique gifts to this world. Don't be selfish. Come on, share. As we contemplate our own morality, thinking about our legacy isn't about vanity either. It's about finding meaning in the present and understanding that our lives have the potential to touch others in a profound way, ways we may never see or understand. And these will continue long after our last breath. It's about living a life that resonates our values so that the echoes of our actions create a world we would be proud to have been a part of. As we end this deeper dive into the concept of legacy on If I Die Tomorrow, I encourage you to continue reflecting on the mark you're making, the threads you're weaving, the ripple effects that you're sending out. Every day presents an opportunity to shape that legacy through your actions, your words, and the way you choose to live. I want to thank you for joining me. Until our next time, I'm so grateful. And may you live each day with intention and awareness on the lasting impact you have on this world. Remember, if this resonated with you, give it a like, comment, or subscribe. I love chatting with you. Don't forget to share, because this might be a good reminder for some of the people in your life. And we all sometimes need a gentle reminder. As always, be kind, be grateful, and stay humble, my friends.